Some photos don't just show history, they hit you so hard they stay in your head long after you look away. Nsala of Wala, holding his daughter's severed hand and foot, 1904, Congo. And here's where it gets heartbreaking immediately. This photo shows Nsala of Wala staring at his daughter's severed hand and foot, the punishment Belgian agents used when villagers didn't meet rubber quotas. The expression on his face is beyond grief. It's the kind of silence that screams. You can almost feel the weight of that moment, the helplessness, the brutality behind colonial power. It's one of those images you wish belonged to fiction, but it didn't. The Veiled Execution, Saigon, 1968. There is a photo that just when you think you've come across the most horrible side of war, it shows you that it can be worse. A Viet Cong prisoner is positioned in the street, being killed, blindfolded just a second before the gunshot is fired. The drama of the picture is so great that you could almost feel the time passing very slowly. The looks of the officer and the soldier reveal it all. The officer's look is serious, while the soldier looks as if his legs are ready to give in. The picture turned out to be one of the strongest symbols of the Vietnam War, not only its violence, but also its moral ambiguity. The execution of Zoya Kosmodemyanskaya, 1941. This is one of those photos where courage and horror collide. Zoya, an 18-year-old Soviet partisan, stands on a makeshift gallows, surrounded by Nazi soldiers. But what makes the photo unforgettable isn't the execution. It's her expression. She's calm, defiant, almost fearless while staring death straight in the face. The villagers watching look terrified, yet she looks like the only person in that frame who has accepted what's coming. It is a chilling reminder of how bravery doesn't always survive, but it always leaves a mark. The Falling Man, 9/11 World Trade Center, 2001. This one, it is simply impossible to erase from memory. A man is falling, captured in midair. His body is absolutely vertical, and he is almost calm amidst the disaster going on behind him. There is no sign of the dead person, no story told, just a nanosecond when a human being made an unfathomable decision. The quietness of the picture is in sharp contrast to the uproar of 9/11. Viewers still debate whether they should even look at it, but that's exactly why it stays burned into memory. Sometimes a photo hurts because it's too real. The Hindenburg explosion, 1937. This is one of those moments where engineering pride turned into a fiery disaster in seconds. The Hindenburg airship bursts into flames mid-air, collapsing like a burning skeleton. You can see tiny figures running below, desperately trying to escape the falling wreckage. The sheer size of the fireball makes the people look heartbreakingly small. The photo froze, an instant of chaos that marked the end of the airship era forever. The Death of Che Guevara, 1967. This photo looks disturbingly similar to a Renaissance painting, which is why it stays with you. Che Guevara lies dead on a stone slab, eyes half open as soldiers pose behind him. The strange calmness of his face makes the moment even more eerie, as if he's still watching them. The soldiers look proud, almost celebratory, but the image feels more like a warning about the strange, uncomfortable line between victory and cruelty. It's history frozen at the exact second a legend became a corpse. Segregation acid pool attack, St. Augustine, Florida, 1964. And here's where the cruelty shifts shape. A motel manager literally pours acid into a swimming pool while people are still in it just to force black protesters out. No rage on their faces, no chaos, just raw disbelief as they hang on to each other in the water. It's one of those photos that makes you instinctively lean back, like, did this really happen? The image feels unreal until you remember this wasn't centuries ago. This was someone's lifetime. Making a death mask, 19th century. This one isn't violent, but it has a different kind of chill, the kind that makes your skin crawl slowly. A sculptor gently presses plaster onto a dead person's face, capturing every line, crease, and last expression. The room looks calm, almost ritualistic, which somehow makes the moment even stranger. Imagine standing there, hearing the soft scrape of plaster while staring at a face that will never move again. It's quiet, still, and unsettling in a way you can't shake off. We're doing a giveaway for a $200 Amazon gift card when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and comment below so we know to add you to the raffle. Thanks and best of luck to everyone who enters. Belgian coal miners packed into a cage elevator, early 1900s. And at last, as the final entry for this batch, here is an example that reveals a different kind of horror, one that comes from exhaustion and survival. Miners from a coal mine crammed into a small elevator, their faces totally black because of the coal, and their eyes giving off a tired look. By just observing them, you can almost smell the coal dust. The miners' expressions are telling. There is no anger, no fear, but rather the numb acceptance of the harsh daily grind. It is a moment frozen in time of a place where danger was not dramatic. It was a part of daily life. Valley of the Shadow of Death, Crimea, 1855. Stepping into this next one seems like entering an abandoned battlefield that has been frozen in time. The road is covered with cannonballs as if they are scattered marbles. Every ball is a moment that could have been a life lost. There are no soldiers in the picture, only silence, dust, and the haunting void of the war's remnants. One may find it disturbing how serene the setting is in contrast to the horror that must have taken place there just hours earlier. Honestly, though, if you were to come across such a scene today, you'd think you were walking through the ruins of an apocalyptic film. Hiroshima shadows, permanent imprints after atomic blast, 1945. Here's where the horror becomes almost supernatural. After the atomic bomb vaporized everything in its path, the only thing left of many victims were their shadows, burned permanently into walls, steps, and pavement. No bodies, no faces, just the last silhouettes of people who never saw the flash coming. These shadows don't just show destruction, they show absence, an eerie reminder that a moment of light erased entire lives. It's one of the most chilling examples of how science and war collided catastrophically. The sinking of the USS Arizona at Pearl Harbor, 1941. A massive fireball erupts from the battleship USS Arizona at the exact moment a Japanese bomb detonates inside it. The explosion shoots into the sky like a volcanic blast, and within minutes, the entire ship is gone, along with over 1,000 men trapped inside. The power of the image comes from its scale, the plume of smoke, the violent burst of fire, and the impossible realization that an ordinary morning turned into the start of World War II for America. Its destruction captured in perfect, terrifying detail. The Napalm Girl, Vietnam, 1972. Here is a picture that is both very famous and very painful, one of the most powerful images of the last century. A little girl is running down the road naked. Her skin is burning from the napalm, and she is crying for help. The nearby soldiers seem to be in a dilemma. They are not sure whether to flee or to compassionately go toward the child. The photo is not at all misleading. It bombards you with the unfiltered, bloody reality of the war. With every single viewing, you are reminded of how tiny she is and how tremendous the agony behind her shout must have been. The Omagh bombing aftermath, Ireland, 1998. This next moment feels like chaos frozen mid-shock. Seconds after the massive car bombing in Omagh, the street is filled with dust, injured civilians, collapsed storefronts, and people desperately trying to understand what just happened. What hits hardest is how ordinary the town looks. This could have been any street, anywhere. The expressions range from disbelief to terror to numbness. It's a haunting reminder of how violence can erupt without warning and change a community forever in a single blast. Dust Bowl migrant mother, 1936. Now here's a photo that defined an entire generation's pain. A mother sits surrounded by her hungry children, worry etched deep into her face. She's not crying, not breaking, just holding on with the last bit of strength she has. The kids lean into her, hiding their faces, clinging for reassurance she can't afford to give. This single image captured the hopelessness of the Great Depression and the resilience of people who kept pushing through dust, hunger, and uncertainty. Tank Man, Tiananmen Square, 1989. And then comes one of the boldest acts of defiance ever captured. A lone man stands in front of a column of tanks, holding nothing but shopping bags. No weapons, no armor, just courage. The tanks could have rolled over him in seconds, but he didn't move. He shifts left, they shift left. He shifts right, they follow. It's an image that still shakes people today because it asks one question: What does bravery really look like? Maybe exactly like this. The last known photo of the Titanic afloat, 1912. Here's a calm scene that feels eerie in hindsight. The Titanic glides across the water looking unstoppable, massive, elegant, almost smug in its size. Passengers wave, unaware they're hours away from disaster. The sky looks peaceful, the sea looks harmless, and that's what makes this image so haunting. It's the quiet before tragedy the world would never forget. A floating palace seconds before turning into one of history's most devastating maritime disasters. The Black Plague Doctor, 16th century. Now this one looks like something straight out of a horror movie. A doctor dressed head to toe in black leather with a long bird-like mask, beaks stuffed with herbs to purify the air. The outfit was meant to protect them, but it made them look like an omen walking through the streets. Imagine being sick and seeing that figure looming over you. The plague doctor became one of history's most terrifying medical symbols for a reason. The first photo of a prisoner at Alcatraz, 1934. This shot captures fear with brutal simplicity. A new inmate stands stiff against the wall, hands at his side, eyes staring into the camera with a mix of shock and resignation. No tough guy act, no rebellion, just the reality hitting him that he's now inside the most notorious prison in America. The stark lighting and cold background make the moment feel even heavier. You can almost hear the cell doors clanging shut behind him. Some photos don't fade, they haunt. These moments remind us how fragile life is, how dark humanity can get, and why the past should never be ignored. Let me know which image hit you hardest. And if you want more powerful breakdowns like this, hit like and subscribe. There's more coming.